Let's get it.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time because please enter your.
Let's get it.
Thank you. All participants are muted. Entry tones are off. Exit tones are on.
Hold on.
Entry tones are on. Exit tones are off. Entry and exit tones are on. Entry and exit tones are off.
Okay. Hey, I want to welcome you to another edition of Free Coaching Friday. Normally I say that in Wheel of Fortune voice. I'll be like, Free Coaching Friday. Y'all remember Wheel of Fortune? No? All right. Well, that's what's up. Hope everybody's feeling really, really good this morning. No, it's all good, Crystal. Appreciate you, Queen. Hope everybody's feeling really, really good this morning. My name is Haziq Ali, and I'm a revenue acceleration coach. Our whole goal every single morning is to help you make more money with your business. Sounds simple enough, right? At the end of the day, I believe, and this is my solemn belief, maybe you feel the same way, maybe you've never thought about it, but I believe your business is worth a lot more than you think. And so what we do, and you can see this kind of scrolling at the bottom, every single Monday we focus on mindset. Every single Tuesday is all about sales. Every single Wednesday is all about marketing. Every Thursday we focus on leadership. And then every Friday is Free Coaching Friday. And so this is a Free Coaching Friday kind of day. Had a little bit of technical difficulty getting us logged into Instagram. So I went ahead and just came over here. I know we're starting a little bit late, so I'm going to hurry up and jump into this thing. My man Daryl is in the house. What's up, bro? Chanel, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. What's up, Technisha? Chanel, like, yeah, I remember Wheel of Fortune. B Brown is in the house. Let's get it. Yeah. Glad to see Michael Douglas checking in. Willette checking in from YouTube. I love it, Charmelin. Glad you guys made it in. So it's Free Coaching Friday. Some of you know how this goes. Some of you don't. What's up, Kim? Some of you know how this goes. Some of you don't. But what we do every single Friday is we take a bunch of your best questions that you sent in. You can either send them in live, like right now in real time. You can type them in the comments. Or what you can do is you can register for the newsletter. All you do is go to millionaireminded.com. Again, that's millionaireminded.com. And there's a whole bunch of cool stuff that you'll get every single week. Today, the newsletter comes out since it's been New Year's and Christmas and all of that stuff. Today, the newsletter will come out today on Friday. So if you've never gotten it, or if you got a couple entrepreneurs in your life that you feel like could benefit from the way I teach and some of the jewels we give you, then feel free to let them know about it. After all, that's why we're here. Got a quick question for you this morning. I want to see what you guys think about this. What's up, Naire? Glad you made it in, Queen. Check this out, y'all, and let me know. I want to know, it's a quick little poll for you. Which of these is more annoying, y'all? Which of these is more annoying? Is it more annoying when somebody's like, yo, I want to think it over? Do you find it more annoying when somebody's like, man, we going to meet tomorrow at 3 p.m. and then they break the appointment? Do you think it's more irritating when your best prospects say no to you? If you're listening in on the phone line, I threw all of this on the screen. And then D was signups who changed their mind the next morning. Yeah, Tyrone, grant money is still available. You can just go to my website. So I'll get that to you. All right. So which one of those is the most irritating to you? And anybody want to throw that out there? Is it A, I want to think it over? You know, when they say that. Is it B, when it's your best prospect and no, that's C. Your best prospect saying no? Is it B, when they break appointments? Or is it D, signups who change their mind the next morning? Which of these is the most annoying to you? Can I see it? Anybody feel like playing along? I'm real curious to see how you guys feel. Technicians like D, Charmelin is like D, Chanel is like D. The ones that change their mind the next morning. Kim is like B. The ones who break appointments. I feel you on that, Kim. Michael Douglas went with B. Crystal went with D. I feel you, Chris. Naire went with B. Okay. Daryl went with C. When it's a prospect that you really had an idea for and they end up saying no. I'll tell you, usually when this happens to you, y'all, okay, appreciate that, Miss Newbie. Usually when this happens, y'all, we didn't give them an emotional enough reason to move. You know that? That's usually what happens. We didn't give them an emotional enough reason to get started. And I know it's way more fun to blame them. Oh, they're just a loser, or they don't want anything more out of life. But a lot of times it's not that. It's that their brain is so over polluted with all kinds of stuff going on that they just don't see it from your point of view. And what you have to do to bring that into crystal clear focus for them is you got to help make it more emotional, right? You probably didn't give them an emotional enough reason, or you didn't compel them to share emotional enough content with you. Does that make sense? Thank you for that share, Miss Newbie. I appreciate that. A lot of times you didn't get them to share content that was emotional enough. You kept it to surface level. You didn't dig into the weeds with them. So we'll get into that. And we've done that. We've done training after training on that ad nauseum, but I just wanted to throw it out there that if that irritates you, then that's probably what you're working on. All right. If you're ready for question number one, somebody give me a number one in the comments and a share. Here comes question number one for Free Coaching Friday. Let's go. Let's go. Appreciate everybody for sharing. Right now, give me a number one and a share, please. And let's get busy. Let's get busy. It's time to start with Free Coaching Friday, FiveDay. You know what I'm saying? Free Coaching Friday, Free Coaching Friday, FiveDay. Let's go. Appreciate that, Technisha. Appreciate that, Alicia. Let's go. All right, here's the first one, y'all. I have goals and a strong why, but I still hold back and won't talk to prospects. How can I fix this? Anybody ever experienced that or had somebody on your team kind of like go through that? This would be a home-based business question. We've been getting a lot of those. This is like Free Coaching Friday is all about home-based businesses lately. And you know, hey, whatever y'all ask, that's what I'm giving you. Just make sure you sign up for the newsletter so you can send in your own questions. All right, so check it out. I have goals and a strong why, but I still hold back and won't talk to prospects. How can I fix this? First of all, at least you have a why. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do not really understand the power of having a why. But one technique that you can use if you've got all of that in place and you still find yourself dealing with approach anxiety, is what we called it yesterday, is that what you can do is ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? Like I was listening to this keynote. Somebody give it to me in the comments. What's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? This is important. If you're dealing with a mindset kind of thing, this is a little mental trick you can use to push yourself ahead of the pack. You can say, what's the worst that can happen? I was listening to this keynote speech, and the guy was talking about how I think he wanted to do the luge, but he was from a place that it wasn't all that cold, almost like there was this old movie called Cool Runnings about the Jamaican bobsled team. And you know, how you going to train for the bobsled in Jamaica? What kind of wild, crazy person would even think that that's something cool to do, right? Well, same kind of premise, but this guy, I think it was the luge, and he knew there would be broken bones. You know, when he was asking about the worst thing that could happen, getting smoked by younger athletes, et cetera, so forth, being embarrassed, you know what I mean? You know, it's the broken bones for me. You know, I've never broken anything. That don't sound like fun, right? But when he compared the worst that can happen to him actually winning an Olympic medal, the worst that could happen just disappeared into nothingness for him. I want to challenge you to kind of consider, what's the worst that can happen if you approach this person? Oh, they might say no to you. Oh, they might ignore you. Oh, they might be rude. They're not going to kidnap you. They're not going to firebomb your house. They're not going to stuff you in the trunk and hold you for ransom. I guess that's the same thing as kidnapping, but you get what I'm saying to you? What's the worst that can happen? Now, what's the best that can happen? They might become a leader. They might know somebody who will become a leader. Am I right? Like, what's the best that can happen, right? Millionaires, if this were Vegas and you could see odds above everybody's head First of all, you'd be way nicer to certain people because you'd see the odds that they succeed are much greater than maybe you thought, right? So maybe you'd be nicer to them. And then you'd look at the odds above somebody else's head that they'll get any of the dreams that they're aiming for and that they'll get any of the stars they're reaching for. You see the odds above their head, right? I'm going to tell you something. If we could see odds above each other's head with making a lot of money as a salesperson or making a lot of money as an entrepreneur, I guarantee you the odds would skyrocket at the point you're talking to a new person. The odds would skyrocket that you succeed because it's just a game of random chance, y'all. It's like skill times luck. The skill is like what you're saying to the person and all of that. But the luck is who you're saying it to. You don't know if this is your next leader. Your chances of getting rich skyrocket by you talking to these new people, right? Your ability to approach strangers, it skyrockets. Your odds of getting rich. If before your odds were 1 out of, I think they say something like 1,700 new millionaires are minted every day, right? So if your odds were before 1 out of 100,000, your odds just went to more like 1 out of 10,000. That's a huge difference, y'all, because you don't know who this person is. You don't know who this person knows. All you know is that you are not running into that person by chance or coincidence. Listen to me. Somebody give me this in the comments. I know there's some SAT words in here, but this is a powerful quote from my mentor, Mr. Les Brown. He said, coincidence is God's way of staying anonymous. You aren't beside that person in line at the checkout for no reason. You aren't behind that person in Starbucks for no reason. You aren't sitting beside that person when you came in to eat your lunch by yourself, and then this person just happens to be sitting there. Or this father just happens to be there with his children, right? You are not there for no reason. That person has some kind of solution for you, or they have some kind of problem for which you have the solution. Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Coincidence is God's way of staying anonymous. I hope you understand that. Your odds of getting rich skyrocket by you approaching that stranger. Your odds of getting rich skyrocket by you beating your approach anxiety because you're there for a reason. You're there for a reason. You have no idea whether they can solve a problem you got or you can solve a problem they got. But I know every holy scripture you read is really about connecting with other people. It's really about a bunch of rules that keep you from burning bridges. It's really a bunch of networking advice. All these books are really about entrepreneurship. You hear me? All right. Here's number 2. If you're ready for number 2, give me a number 2 and a share. I hope that was helpful. I hope that was helpful. Number 2 was really interesting. They were asking just a personal opinion question. Do you prefer to build your downline wide or go deep? Do you prefer to go wide or go deep? I thought that was an interesting question. I think what they're really asking here, because obviously different companies have different types of compensation plans, but let me answer what I think they're really asking. Millionaires, welfare creates welfare mentality. Do you know that? Do you know if you keep a cast on your bone too long, the bone will actually get weak? Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that if you break a bone and you just let it heal naturally, the bone grows back at a multiple of strength than it was before? That's why in karate movies and stuff, it'll be like the legend of Iron Fist, because that cat broke his fist so many times that when the bones grow back, now it's like iron. That's how it works. When you break something, it comes back stronger. I don't know if you could dig it. Versus welfare creates welfare mentality. Like if you wear a cast too long, the muscle will atrophy. Okay, what am I saying? What I'm saying is when you're giving out people, because I think that's what this person was really asking. How do I give out people? How do I structure my downline so that the new people that I may enroll this month, how do I decide where to place them? Here's what I'm going to tell you. Stop trying to incentivize weakness. Stop trying to incentivize, and you don't understand this is what you're doing, but what you're actually doing is encouraging weakness. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. Stop giving out people thinking you're going to inspire them to do something because they ain't done nothing all this time, and you think a giveaway is going to get. I know what you're going for. You're like, man, it may endear them to me. It may create loyalty, but no. What this big book about entrepreneurship teaches is stop throwing pearls before swine. What this big book about entrepreneurship teaches is that your sheep will know you by your voice. What this big book about entrepreneurship tells you is, look, when it's talking about environment, if you notice, it don't say make me strong in temptation. It says deliver me from the temptation, like get me away from it. So that's an environment sort of thought, right? It's telling us that you ain't going to be stronger than your environment. So get in a new environment. Maybe what you need to do is create then a different environment. Maybe you need to run with your runners. Maybe you need to walk with your walkers. Maybe you need to jog with the ones that are jogging. Maybe you need to meet everybody where they are. You got me? Instead of trying to encourage and incentivize somebody who's thinking like minimum wage to suddenly think like a millionaire. If they ain't millionaire minded, then maybe that ain't your person. You get what I'm saying to you? So I know that's not exactly what you asked me, but I hope that was helpful. If you're ready for number 3, give me a number 3 and a share. Let's get it. I got a couple more for you. If you're ready for number 3, give me a number 3 and a share. Yes. Somebody give it to me in the comments if you understood that, and then give me a share. Welfare creates welfare mentality. If you understood that, then give it to me and give me a share. Welfare creates welfare mentality. And I want you to think about that when you're a leader. And I want you to think about that when you're growing your leadership. Because there is a part of you, if you're not careful, that will say to yourself, man, why ain't nobody giving me nothing? I've never been given anything. And I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful for the fact that I can look in the mirror and respect the man that's looking back at me. I can respect the person that's looking back at me because I know he built this. You know what I mean? I know he ain't lucky. He built this. This was determination. This was self-determination. This was perseverance. You got me? This was being an eternal, perennial, evergreen student. You got me? Welfare creates welfare mentality. All right, here's question number 3. Here's question number 3 for this morning. When I'm listening to prospects, what are the most important things I should listen for, Mr. Ali? How do I get them to talk about their problems? You're always talking about how we need to talk about problems. How? How do I get them to do it? So I love this question. There's a bunch of ways that we've talked about in the past. There's a real cool one that you can use. One time we did this just rocking in the mall one time. I had took a bunch of us out and we went around with these clipboards, right? Like we was doing some survey for one of the survey companies. You kind of throw on a polo shirt and some khakis. You tuck the polo shirt inside your khakis and you walk around with the clipboard. Boom, they think you. At any rate, hey, we're just doing a survey. I wanted to ask you, what are your 2 biggest financial problems? Right? Boom, you just got them to talk about their problems. I know most of y'all are scared. Y'all ain't going to do that. Y'all scared to get out your comfort zone. But somebody say clipboard in a survey. If you really want to make some money, I'm trying to tell you, the malls are packed right now, y'all. Somebody say clipboard in a survey. Listen to me. You could tuck your shirt in and walk around to shoppers that are returning all these Christmas gifts. The shoppers that are sick that they've spent so much money on these holidays. And the kid didn't even play for it. The kid ain't play with it for 10 minutes. Their kid spent more time playing with the box that the toy came in than playing with the toy. My Lord. Somebody know what I'm talking about. So if you walk through that mall interviewing these types of parents, like, hey, we're doing a survey, kind of like a post-holiday shopping survey. We just wanted to ask you, what are your 2 biggest financial problems right now? Would it be credit? Would it be cash flow? Or you can give them no answers at all and let them leave it open-ended and let them fill it in. So that's one way to do it. But I get it. Sometimes that can be kind of weird because, you haven't built up enough rapport to just bust that out. That's why I told you use clipboard in a survey in the mall versus going to your coworkers and talking that talk, right? But check it out, though. What I could do if I wanted to was I could ask it in a different way. I could be like, if I'm talking to a coworker and I ain't got a clipboard and I'm not in a mall, I could ask my coworker, I'd be like, man, so what you like to do in your free time? If I'm forming a relationship, FORM, this would fall under the R, recreation. I could be like, so what do you like to do in your free time? Oh, that sounds fun, dude. Man, how did you get into that? Or maybe I won't even ask that one because that'll take us too far down the rabbit hole. Maybe I'll just go ahead and bust out the next one. Don't you wish you had more time to do that? And they're like, yeah, man. Then I could just basically say, you want to do something about it? Right? So now I got them to admit their time is an issue, because if they had more free time, they'd love to be pursuing this hobby or serving this cause, whatever it is they like to do, right? And then you just say, well, don't you wish you had more time to do that, man? Wow. And it just feels like you're building rapport with them. They don't know you throwing that hook in the water, because you about to close them before the presentation. You got me? You're about to get them to agree and acknowledge a problem in their life. That's a close, baby. And then from there, we can present. I'll tell you, I've told you once, I'll tell you again. If I ask you, when you sit down at my table in the restaurant and I'm your waiter, when I ask you if you'd like a porterhouse steak, and then you say, I don't eat steak, why would I present on how the steak was prepared? I'm wasting my time. That's how you know close comes before the presentation. You got me? So what you just did was close them at the point you say something to them like, hey, don't you wish you had more time to do that? If they say, yeah, I wish I had more free time, boom, you just closed them. Now we can talk about what restaurant they go to, because at least they just admitted they're hungry. Does that make sense to somebody? Another way you can be like, they talking to you and they tell you what they do, and then you can say something like, oh, I heard y'all get a ton of vacation time. You must love that. By the way, nobody gets as much vacation time as they want. Nobody. Somebody give me that in the comments. I want to make sure you're clear. Nobody gets as much vacation time as they want. You got me? Nobody gets as much vacation time as they want. Good, Kim. I'm glad you're loving it. I'm glad you're loving it. Nobody gets as much vacation time as they want. So if I hit you with, oh yeah, I heard y'all get all the vacation time. I was thinking about doing that. What they gonna say next? I don't know what job you talking about. Boom, they just admitted some problems. Everybody with me? Somebody write this in the comments. This is important. Assume awesome. It's the principle of conversation. But I call it assume awesome. Assume awesome. What do I mean? If I tell you your job sucks, you're going to fight with me to keep the conversation going and explain how good it is. You got me? But if I say your job must be awesome, then you're going to keep the conversation going by disagreeing with me. The only way to keep a conversation going is to disagree. It's the principle of disagreement, or the principle of conversation. If I go into the barbershop and everybody's talking about how great, this certain basketball player is, I can't get in a conversation until I say, man, y'all crazy. That guy can't see this guy. Y'all are forgetting about this guy. Now we got a conversation. But if I just join in like, yeah, he is great, how long before that conversation goes, right? We're all bored. This is lame because everybody agrees. And what do they say? If everybody's thinking the same and somebody ain't thinking, it's like there's no way to continue that type of conversation. The principle of conversation is the principle of disagreement. So if I assume awesome, if I tell you how incredible, oh, my cousin has a job like that. Is that I bet you that's like your dream job. They're like, what? This? What I just told you I do? Now they're admitting problems. Is that cool? Everybody caught that? If you caught that and you're ready for number 4, give me a number 4. Let's keep this party moving. We got a couple more minutes. Go do our affirmations. Number 4. Let's get it. You caught that, Alan? You caught that? Yeah, man. So here's number 4. What do I say when somebody says, tell me a little bit about it first, when they're asking for an appointment? What do I do when they say, tell me a little bit about it first, when I'm making appointments? First of all, kudos to you for looking to make appointments. A lot of people skip that step. That's huge. I'm glad that you are looking to make appointments. And I feel you. If you say too much, then they're going to start, looking for ways to weasel out of it. If you say too little, that'll be their excuse to weasel out of it. So what do you say? Well, again, first, ask questions. Hey, somebody type this in the comments. I want you to lock this into your mindset. I want you to understand this if you don't get nothing else from the day. Check this out, y'all. Amateurs learn what to say. Pros learn what to ask. That's big. Amateurs learn what to say. Professionals learn what to ask. Amateurs learn what to say. Professionals learn what to ask. Amateurs learn what to say. Pros learn what to ask. So I might respond to something like when they're like, tell me a little bit about it first. I might say something like, well, really, it's all about you, man. I'm just curious. Are you looking more for part-time or full-time income? Right? I'm asking questions. Am I making sense? Are you looking now? Of course, that's if I'm talking about the opportunity, but you get it. I'm asking them questions because I want them to know it's all about them. And now what just happened when I said that? Oh, I didn't know I could make a full-time income or a part-time income. I didn't know I had the opportunity for both. You see what I'm saying? With that question, I've now opened their mind up. With that question, I've now opened their mind up. And then sometimes I might anchor them. By throwing out a huge number. So now the number I'm talking about looks small. I might say something like, yeah, this ain't one of those businesses where it takes you $50,000 or $100,000 to get started. In fact, I feel like they should be charging way more for it. But it's really all about you. Are you looking for a full-time income or more like just a little money? Are you looking for a little money or like a lot of money? I'm just curious. Really, it's all about you. Are you looking for a bunch of money or you just need a little something? Yeah, see where I'm going with this? So I'm asking questions. And then here's number 5. This person was just like, I need some quick follow-up tips. Okay, so I love doing takeaways when it comes to following up. I love doing takeaways. You guys have heard me do this takeaway script a million times if you're millionaire minded and you tune in with us a lot. But one of my favorite ways is to take it away. I just might text message them out the blue like, hey, I know this business isn't for you, but listen, if you know anybody who, and then I put in the icebreaker, right, wants to make this the last year they pay rent, wants to earn an extra income without an extra job, whatever, right? So I text them, I insert that in my text. I say, hey, I know this business ain't for you. Just took it away from them. But if you know anybody who wants to make this the last year they have to pay rent, could you please recommend me? Now, half the people are going to ignore you. But out of the other half that respond, okay, 10%, 20% are going to be like, man, I've been meaning to get with you. I'm glad you just now reached out. There's been a lot going on, man, but I'm real glad you reached out. Life's been lifing. Man, we need to catch up. So that's a really cool follow-up technique. Was that helpful? If you learned something today, drop some money bags. Feel free to put your favorite takeaway in the comments. I hope that you got something out of this. Did you, y'all? For real? Did you really get something out of this? This is Free Coaching Friday. Give me some money bags if you caught something. I'll tell you something, man. If you want even more, then you may want to join the Kaizen Academy. If you join right now, then you will get a 90-day planner for free. I will throw that in a newsletter so that you know about it. This is a good time for you to join the Kaizen Academy. We have so much new content coming for the new year. So, somebody typed out the script for us. I love that. All right. So, it's another edition of Free Coaching Friday that has come to a close. You can come meet us over there on Instagram. We're about to do our affirmations right now. Come meet us over there. And if you want to join the Academy, yeah, I love that. I'm glad you got something out of that, technician. Good. Yeah, drop those money bags. Let's go. If you got something out of it, let them know. All right, y'all. So we're going to take it over to Instagram. If you don't know my Instagram, it is Mr. Haziq Ali. Mr. Haziq Ali. We're going to go over there right now and do our affirmations. And remember, either your mind has to expand to match your goals, or your goals will just start to shrink to match your mind. Meet us over there on Instagram.